So there we are. Let me tell you that over on Eurosport 2, our colleagues Matt Chilton and Chris Wilkinson, they're going to be commentating on the match featuring the French Open champion of last year, Francesca Schiavone, against Arantxa Santana from Spain. If you want to go on one of the other courts, don't forget Eurosport Player. But here on Eurosport 1, Eurosport International, we're going to concentrate on the match between Maria Sharapova, seeded 14, and Tamarine Tanasugarn. And your commentators for the first match, as we look at our umpire, Kadir Nooni, the man with the basso profundo voice. Our commentators, I hope they're in good voice, I'm sure they are. Joe Jury and Chris Bradnam.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's all about to get underway under pretty cloudy skies. And of course, all the Aussies, when they look up at cloud, they look with fear and trepidation. This court was packed yesterday for Rally for Relief event. Most of the top players in the world doing their bit in trying to rebuild Queensland. And of course, Victoria on flood alert too. But they're ready to go. It's Sharapova, who's never been beaten by Tamarine Tanasugarn, who's now ranked 65 in the world, the 33-year-old. And quite extraordinary career that she's had. 15th consecutive visit here. Her best effort was a 4th round in 1998, where she lost to Sandrine Testud. Of course, this woman was the champion 3 years ago, beating Anna Ivanovic in the final. And Joe, it's a pretty big year for Maria Sharapova this year.
Well, can you believe she's still only 23? And almost people are writing her off, saying, you know, if she doesn't start doing something soon, you know, will she ever get back to where she was in the world? But, you know, the women's game's very open at the moment, and, you know, virtually a good handful of them could win this event. And why not Sharapova, who plays well on hard courts?
New outfit?
2 minutes, ladies. 2 minutes.
Go on then, what do you think?
Well, not convinced yet. But Tamarine Tanasugarn, she won her 4th title last year. It was in Osaka. She beat Kamiko Date Krum in the final. She's 40. It was the oldest final in WTA tournament history. And it is quite extraordinary how some players seem to get better with age.
Yeah, very much so. And why not? If you still enjoy it, you're still fit enough to be out there on the tour. Here you are in the first round of a Grand Slam on the centre court. What more would you want as a tennis player in your career?
A wonderful centre court it is. Of course, the Rod Laver Arena, 15,000 seats, retractable roof. There might be a few showers around today. It might be used. Fingers crossed it won't be. They've had enough rain in Australia.
Yeah, a nice healthy buzz, isn't there, going around always at the beginning of the season down here in Australia. You never quite know how everyone is playing. They haven't played a lot. They've had an off-season, the women now, of 2 months. There's been a few exhibitions, but you can't tell a lot from those. And I think the nerves will be a jangling out there.
1 minute.
Yes, you mentioned how open the women's draw is. The last woman to have won 2 majors in a row was Justine Henin when she won the US Open in 2003, and then here in 2004. It's the last time a woman won 2 in a row, so it's quite extraordinary how open the game is. Of course, sadly, Serena not here to defend. Hasn't played since Wimbledon. Venus Williams, the last 3 tournaments with the French Wimbledon and the US Open. That's quite extraordinary.
It really is. And then you've got someone like Kim Clijsters who does the same kind of thing, doesn't she? Comes back at the US Open and then again at the Tour Championships at the end of year. Doesn't play very much in between. Justine Henin, who knows? Is still saying her elbow's sore, but wants to be back out there. They're all getting on in age too. I mean, I think, you know, still very young compared to me, but 27, 28. Serena's 30 this year. Venus, you know, is already 30. So, you know, where are the young stars of the women's game?
We were talking yesterday, weren't we? Heather Watson, at 18 years of age, is the youngest woman in the top 150 in the rankings. That is quite amazing.
It really is. We are so used to stars bursting through at 14, 15. And, you know, at the moment, people are saying, yeah, well, who is coming up behind, say, Caroline Wozniacki? She's, what, 20 now?
Yeah.
But there you go. It's all open. It's up for grabs.
The last few nervous moments for the Australian Open 2011. gets underway. Tamarine Tanasugarn won the spin of the coin and chose to receive in this first round match against Maria Sharapova, the former champion of 2008, runner-up the year before that, and twice a semi-finalist. A former #1 in the world, of course, in August 2005. Big year for Sharapova, and she rekindled the form after all the shoulder problems, the injury problems that she's had. And she's got a first round match against a player she's never lost to in 3 previous attempts. Sharapova. Wow. That's created a bit of a murmur.
It has. Well, because it was hit so hard into the net. But of course, so many problems since the shoulder injury, and of course the elbow also last year. She was out for 7 weeks, and it's all part of the same thing. And she's changed her serve a couple of times to compensate for it.
New coach in her corner this year, Thomas Hogstead. Used to be with Tommy Haas and Lee Na, but they're a new team for this year. Looks very nervous.
I was just about to say that. Very jittery. Yeah, and that's not a surprise, is it? It's taking so long to build up to it.
Almost too long. She's
Yep.
overthinking. Oh, Tanasugarn hasn't missed a ball yet. Hold your breath. Onto that return very quickly. 3 break points straight away.
Well, Tanasugarn's just going to make Sharapova feel as uncomfortable as possible. I'm sure she'll be bobbing up and down, thinking, you know, if you miss your first serve, I'm going to be right on the second.
Well, it's the perfect start for Tanasugarn, with some help, of course, the 2 double faults. She'll take it.
First game.
Well, that was extraordinary, Chris. You know, I really do think she's feeling nervous, and her habits that have held her in good stead in the past of taking her time, turning her back to the court, she's almost overdoing them.
Yeah.
She needs a bit more get on and a bit more flow.
Played in Auckland at the start of the year, lost to Greta Arm, the champion in Auckland from Hungary. That's not a result you would normally say when you're mentioning Maria Sharapova.
No.
Ranked 16 in the world. It was a heavily taped right ankle, and that looked pretty sluggish.
It did look slow, didn't it, to get across?
Tanasugarn started in Hobart, lost to Elena Baltacha of Great Britain, first round. Bally in action later on today.
Love 30.
Plays Jamie Hampton of the USA on court 10, fourth match. It's not a televised court, but we'll keep you up to date with the scores. For British interest as well, Anne Kiothevong plays Arina Rodionova of Russia, fourth on court 7, also not on a televised court. Too good.
Love 40.
Well, looks fine off the ground, doesn't it? The ground strokes, big sweeping shots with the winner.
Chances to break straight back. Ditto, a break to love.
One game over.
So it just seems as though getting the serve going. Sure, that'll help her.
We say it so often, don't we, in the women's game? They'd much prefer to return than serve, most of them. But still a weapon when it's firing.
15. Love.
She's pretty loud already, isn't she?
Very.
30 love.
Well, by the way, Tamarine is moving. I think she has to try and get onto a lot of balls and hope that the points are quick. Obviously, that ankle is hurting her somewhat.
Love.
Not exactly many long rallies going on at the moment.
You can see a bit of a breeze. Not courtside, but it's blowing a gale outside.
It is. It's certainly not as windy in here.
It's a different tournament outside, isn't it, almost? Well, it's 3 love games. The first one held. That'll help Sharapova no end. 2-1 first set. The usual pose, a bit of meditation. I mean, you think about your tournament, you prepare and everything, but I don't think she would have thought she would have started the tournament with 2 double faults.
No. Well, you see, it can happen to anybody. There are nerves first round of a Grand Slam in particular, and you want to do well. It can happen to anybody.
So Tanasugarn, it all started so well, now needs to get herself going to stay with Sharapova at 1-2 first set. She can't move.
Afraid not. What a shame for her. She's trying her best, obviously, but, you know, to be so hampered against Sharapova.
You like the dress?
I think it's all right, actually.
Like the colours? That's a no, then. Slightly late, the call. Hawkeye with us. 3 unsuccessful challenges per set.
It's pretty relentless, isn't it? She's actually got quite a few bandages. It's sort of holding her together at the moment, you feel.
She's literally been patched up and thrown out here, hasn't she?
Let first service.
Looks like she can't really put a weight on that ankle, so sort of pivot through her shots at the moment.
Yeah. Another break point.
Well, a decent rally. She can hit it very well, Tanasugarn. She knows the court. She knows the angles. As long as she can get to the ball.
That's in. She's really struggling more moving to her right, isn't she, Tanasugarn?
Yes.
Advantage, Sharapova.
Well, I'm sure Sharapova's clocked it. And she realises she opens her out that way, that direction. Oh.
Yes, it's been just staggering, hasn't it?
Yeah.
More floods to come, particularly in Victoria, north. It's been gruesome. I mean, the effort to clean up is, well, that's staggering too.
It's amazing what you see on the news, isn't it? People helping out.
3 games in a row for the former champion.
Yeah, apparently they raised over $2 million yesterday.
Wow.
With the players coming on the court, and crowd seemed to like it. They had about 6 players on the court at one point, didn't they?
Lots of fun. There were some wonderful moments. The grunting was mimicked by most of the men when they were hitting their shots.
I don't know why.
And Ivanovic was hitting a serve to Andy Roddick once at a snail's pace, and Andy Roddick just let the ball hit him. Oh, and he sort of shook himself. Oh, sorry, I was distracted.
Cheeky.
But great effort by the players, by everyone that organised. Rally for relief yesterday. She likes that one. So do they.
Lovely chin.
And she kind of leans off it. It doesn't look a very elegant shot, but the contact point is brilliant. Oh, wonderful timing.
Certainly the best way of dealing with not being able to move.
Yes.
Just hit clean winners. Simplifies things. She might get a backhand return this time.
Well, that's certainly a bit different from her first couple of serves in the first game. Reaching up to it now, there's more flow.
I like the colour of the visor and the top of the dress, left as we look, more.
Okay.
What are we going to call that, peach?
Yeah, go along with that.
I think if we reverse the colour scheme around, I think better.
Okay.
First serve.
I don't think I'll rush and tell her though.
No, I'll leave that up to you.
Ooh, close.
Ooh.
40-30.
Again, she just has to go for it, doesn't she, Tanasugarn? She can't cover the court.
That's a good hold from Love 30. Keeps her opponent just where she wants her. Down 4-1. It's looking better for the Russian. So lost the last 4 games in a row, struggling to move. Never beaten Sharapova. It's not looking good for the tie. Ranked 65 in the world.
That's quite a look up at her supporters as well. I'm sort of doing my best, but can't do much more.
There's been another casualty today. Julian Benneteau of France is due to play the 26th seed, Juan Monaco of Argentina, but he's had to pull out with a finger infection. Simon Gruhl of Germany has taken his place. Lucky loser. Probably quite a few lucky losers looking at Tamarine here, thinking, if only.
15 left.
She really is getting fed up and frustrated, Tanasugarn. It's just strengthening Sharapova's resolve already. It's not a good sight, is it?
No. You can't fault Tanasugarn for trying. She's absolutely trying 100%, but and you've got such a handicap with the ankle.
Totally dominating now.
15-40.
Only won 4 points on serve so far, Tanasugarn. Just the one behind her first serve. And further break points. She literally cannot move. It's 5-1 first set, 5 games in a row.
And of course, Sharapova has to be completely ruthless with this. The first round of a Grand Slam, you want to get off the court as quickly as possible, so she's going to hit it wide one way, wide the other. Tanasugarn can't get it. Thank you very much.
Just got to keep her focus now, really, isn't she?
She had a good look, didn't she, when Tanasugarn was trying to move back.
Low. First serve.
Third ace. Third double. Well, this is a one-woman race at the moment.
40-15.
2 set points. Just the one will do. Will Tanasugarn persevere? Keep going? Looks like it. No sign of a handshake. But this is no match. It's 6-1 Sharapova, 6 games in a row. The set took 25 minutes. Welcome back. Day 1 of the Australian Open 2011. Sharapova off to a flyer after a very slow opening service game. A couple of double faults being broken to love. It's been all one-way traffic since. Chris Bradnam alongside Joe Jury, former world number 5. Semi-finalist here, Joe?
Quarterfinalist,
Quarterfinalist, mixed doubles champion.
Break up in the third against Navratilova, but we won't go into that.
But it's a shame for Tanasugarn. Clearly she's lame. She's not really able to compete. Should she be out here? Should she have given the place to a lucky loser? No, because she wanted to come out here. She's ranked 65 in the world. It's the first round of a major, and she's giving it everything she's got. But it's just nowhere near enough.
Must be very frustrating for her.
Yeah. Monfils is 4-2 up against De Backer of the Netherlands on Hisense Arena.
Second set.
In the first set.
Tanasugarn serve.
As Tanasugarn gets the second set underway with new balls.
Low.
Well, I'm just wondering if Sharapova might experiment a little bit. She's won the first set pretty handily, 6-1. Her opponent can't really move that well. You're in a bit of a predicament, aren't you, really? If you've got an injury and you can't move, you're trying to go for winners, but then you think, hey, is it getting a bit better as the match goes on? Maybe I'll try and stick in a few more rallies. And then you miss the ball.
It was interesting listening to Justine Henin in the press conference the other day. Obviously, she's had this elbow problem. And she says for the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes, each day on the warm-up, she's in agony in her elbow.
Yeah, I know.
Has to really warm it up and nurse it.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
After all this time. But she seems to want to go through the pain barrier, because here she is, trying to win this tournament.
Tanasugarn, coached by Andre Erik Vank.
Well, this was Sharapova's point. She got that over the net, but not quite. Sharapova doesn't want to waste any time out here. Get it over and done with as quickly as possible.
It's good to have Sharapova back in the draw, isn't it?
Dangerous player.
Is this going to be the first challenge of the match? It is.
Gentlemen, Sharapova has changed the call on the near right sideline. The ball was got good.
Good it was.
Advantage. Tanasugarn.
Challenging everything. As much as she's bossing this match now. .122 Ks that serve and got the full treatment.
Yes, it did. I think Sharapova's moving really well now. She's getting round the ball. After she hits this, she's on her way to the net. She's really looking for it.
Moves so well, doesn't she, for 6'2", 1m88. And at her very best, it was always an all or nothing approach. She's got to do more with this second serve.
Again, couldn't make the move.
We haven't seen a shot of the players' boxes yet. We're looking out of our commentary box here on the Rod Laver Arena. We can see Thomas Hogstead, the new coach for Sharapova, but no Michael Joyce, who's been with her for so many years, of course. Does that literally mean the end for Michael Joyce? We're not 100% sure.
He's still down, isn't he, as her coach?
Yes.
One of her coaches.
Oh, it's just long. Great defence from Sharapova. Chasing everything down.
Advantage. Sharapova.
Did look out. A little hopeful, I think. Yeah, what a great move. Those long strides of hers. And when she gets there, so dangerous because she takes a big swing at it.
Frustration for the Tanasugarn camp. Another break point, Sharapova.
Surprising miss.
Of course, the obvious injury to talk about is the shoulder with the surgery and everything, but she was out for 7 weeks after Indian Wells last year with a right elbow problem, an injury she sustained against Jung Jae. Wow.
Well,
no one's going to argue with that.
No.
Even the ball kids are shaking. Just easy pickings, really, isn't it? Another serve around 129 Ks only.
Yeah.
5'5", Tanasugarn, 1m65. It's Enan territory. Shame, few game points for Tanasugarn, but it's 7 games in a row now for Sharapova. The perfect start to the second set. What do you make of her part of the draw, Joe?
Well, it's very interesting, this women's draw, because there's the bits that are very strong, but, well, the top half in particular is, but Sharapova's own little bit, you know, Venus Williams in the 4th round, her first seed would be Kaya Kanepi. Never know with her, strong player.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, looking at a draw, which of course players say they never do, one round at a time. But, you know, not looking too bad. Venus Williams, you never know, do you? She can be good, can have some strange matches.
Yeah.
But onwards from there, Azarenka. And then, of course, there's Wozniacki, Enan, Kuznetsova, all in the bit. And Cibulkova, of course, who beat Wozniacki in Sydney.
Yeah, tough. Amazing to think that Venus Williams, take Wimbledon aside, hasn't been in a major final since 2003.
Ah.
Extraordinary.
Yep.
Net. First serve.
Wow. She is covering the ground beautifully. It's just putting a bit of salt in the movement of Tanasugarn, really, isn't it?
30. Low.
But I think also, don't you move better when you know there's not much of a threat the other end of the court?
Yes.
She is moving well, that's for sure, and that's a super shot. That's the one she reaches for. The ball toss not quite in the right place.
It's going to be a worry, isn't it? The serve in the bigger matches, the closer matches, on the key points. Again, when she was #1 in the world and winning the majors that she's won, she always upped her game, but there's got to be a question mark there now. Extraordinary thing, she won Wimbledon 6.5 years ago.
She's only 23 now.
Yes. Couple of doubles in a row again. She's won 3 doubles titles as well, Sharapova. 2 of those with her opponent today. Just collecting herself here. This is something for Thomas Hogstead to get his head round as well, isn't it?
Yes.
The new coach. Because this has got to improve. To have any chance to be the player she once was. Off the line.
I think Tanasugarn is moving a bit better. Maybe adrenaline has finally kicked in, a bit of the pain.
Another break point chance. Gifted. It's 1-1. I don't think it's going to affect the outcome of the match. Nice smile from Tanasugarn. But it's going to affect the performance of Sharapova in the tournament.
It really is. As you say, Chris, this has got to get sorted.
On the scoreboard again, Tanasugarn. She'll be delighted about that. It's contagious. Second double. She's only won 2 matches here since 2003, Tanasugarn. Made a 4th round in 1998, 5 third rounds before that as well. And this is her 53rd Grand Slam main draw appearance. There's Thomas Hogstead.
Always looks like that, doesn't he? Yeah. Winning, losing, doesn't seem to change expression.
Only Paddy Schneider of active players has played more main draws in majors. 57 for Schneider. The double faults have sort of interrupted the flow, haven't they?
Yes.
It's got pretty dark all of a sudden.
Well, it's fascinating. When you saw when the sun was out, the shadow was right along the baseline, Sharapova's end of the court. So they've obviously edged the roof over a little because there's showers meant to be here and there. That's a shame. And again, very frustrating. Well, this is a strange little kind of episode in the match from Sharapova. She's just giving Tanasugarn these games.
So some resistance here from the tie. A couple of games in a row, having lost 7 in a row. And a 2-1 lead, second set. Something for Sharapova to think about. Welcome back. It is really, really dark. It'd be amazing if it doesn't rain in a while. And of course, the beauty of the roof, both here and on the Hisense Arena. Talking of that, Gael Monfils has a set point against De Backer of the Netherlands, 6-5. He's 30-40 on the Dutchman's serve. First set. He's got a bit of a dodgy back, Monfils, sustained in the match in the tournaments, the exhibition events at Kooyong, where he lost to Hewitt in the final the weekend.
Yeah, I think they need to put the lights on in a minute.
Yes. It really is very, very dark. Set to the good, Sharapova. 1-2 down, second set. 48 minutes on the clock.
How many's that now, Chris?
7. Just a mental thing? Is it a technical thing?
I think it is a bit of a mental thing. I think obviously technically when you've had a bad shoulder and elbow, you kind of compensate along the way. Things are not sitting quite right, are they?
Well, that's good. Getting Sharapova on the run brilliantly.
Well, with all the mistakes Sharapova's been making in the last couple of games, then Tanasugarn must feel a bit more comfortable about this. Great position, super winning forehands. Not exactly a forehand you would teach, is it? But it does the job.
There's a bit of a momentum shift going on here.
I think it is raining a bit. Tanasugarn was just feeling the line if it's slippery.
Yeah, some umbrellas are going up. Of course, this plexi cushion will get slippery pretty quickly.
Yep. Yeah, it's not good. She's got a bad ankle, of course, so she doesn't want to slip.
Cardinuni out the chair to inspect the court. Especially the lines, that's the dangerous side. And we got the roof, so why mess around?
Yeah.
Showers are a nightmare, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, is it or isn't it?
I think it's raining more down Tanasugarn's edge of the court.
Well, it's got to stop and start somewhere, I guess. Engaged woman is Sharapova, Joe?
Yes, to basketball player Sasha Vujacic.
Well done.
I don't know if I said that right, but it's a good go. From one of the New Jersey teams. I don't really get basketball, I'm sorry.
He's a bit of a megastar, I think, by all accounts.
He earns more money than Maria Sharapova on court.
Wow.
Obviously not off court.
Wow.
Bought her an engagement ring, which I've seen is anything from £25,000 up to 250. I don't know. Anything in between?
That is some rock. So clear evidence of the amount of cloud that we talked about when we walked over this morning. It was very, very chilly too. Pretty windy, very windy outside. Players protected for all sorts of reasons inside here. If they make a decision to close the roof will then stay closed for the remainder of the match.
Yes.
I think they are just going to wait a while.
Yes, I think they'll probably wait it out, won't they, if it's just going to be a shower. I mean, they'd try and keep the roof open if at all possible.
Yes.
Just to make it even for all the players in the tournament.
But of course, qualifying only finished yesterday, Joe, with all the rain that was around the last few days.
Tremendous amount of rain everywhere.
Yeah. Yes, the pictures, the scenes of the devastation, with more floods still to come, particularly in Victoria now. Queensland has been battered. It is quite frightening, the devastation that's been caused. Other scores around the courts. Francesca Schiavone, the French champion, of course, the 6th seed here. She's in a bit of trouble against Arantxa Para Santana of Spain. She's lost the opening set there on a tie break, 7-4. but she's 1-love up in the second on serve. Sam Querrey, the American, has set up 1-love up against Lucas Kubot of Poland. Looks like we're going to resume. Frustrating for all concerned, though. So Sharapova 15-30. Straight back into the action. With the same problem.
Well.
2 more break points.
It was a pretty frustrated look up as well from Sharapova.
Well, this really is some turnaround, and Tanasugarn has had a lot of help.
I just can't believe this, actually, the way Tanasugarn is hampered by her injury, and now with all the problems with Sharapova still. Something going on. The service action, all the problems she's had over the years.
The sun's come out again. It's going to be one of those days. But it's cloudy on this side of the court, in the mind at the moment for Sharapova. Perfect play from Tanasugarn. They're looking a bit chipper, aren't they?
Yes. Well, especially she didn't have to move anywhere. She's got the middle of the court. She's very good at playing angles with quite a flat strike of the ball.
Real determination in that grunt, wasn't there?
Yes. Yeah, that was in the slot though. She anticipated the direction of the serve and was right onto it.
Such a big game for Tanasugarn right here. 3 in a row, 30-love up in this game. This is big.
Well, it is big. She's never won more than 3 games in a set against Sharapova as well. You can just see the shadows on the courts now. The roof is quite far across.
So tough when you think of what she's achieved, where she was ranked at #1. To sort of fight to get back to all of that. Memory can be a dangerous thing at times. As Pete Sampras said, it's important to have a bad memory on occasion. But boy, does she give everything. Always has done, always will do.
We're forcing the issue a little more. You can see there, that's where Tanasugarn can't make the moves. Yeah, well, she's lifting herself, as all good champions do. When they're in a bit of a pickle, you need to step it up.
Break point. Don't see that very often. Player catching the ball that was off a let serve and using it again.
Yep.
She might well want that one back.
Again, she was after it and trying to just make something happen on the court. There's a big enough shriek to go with it.
It's a terrific half volley from Tanasugarn.
Yeah. She's got great hands, as we call it in tennis. Really good feel, racket to ball. Very good on grass courts where she uses those kind of half volleys to come in to the net.
Yeah, she's won Sir Tockenbosch, hasn't she, the grass court build-up tournament to Wimbledon a couple of times. Too good. What's interesting here, she's hitting the ball very hard, but mostly we see Sharapova hit it hard and straight.
Yes.
And when you're playing in somebody who's really struggling with movement, it's not the ideal way, is it?
It's not really. You actually want to come off the pace a little and play it more with an angle.
Yeah.
It's all right when you've got the room, I guess, one way, one the other, and then a bigger gap opens up. Bit like that then, that angle.
Advantage. Sharapova.
Yeah, it's an unplayable 130k serve. I think that came back a bit quicker. A lasso forehand sets up another break point. Important game for Sharapova. Breaks back. Disappointment for Tanasugarn. It's a set 2-3 Sharapova now. Welcome back. Plenty of looks to new coach Thomas Hogstead from Sharapova. Important game, that last one, Joe.
It was actually just to get back into this set, and it took a lot of work from Maria, with her attitude about, you know, let's get on with this, let's up the pace and go for it a bit more. There's another look over.
And it's a very different look, isn't it? Not to see Michael Joyce in there, the ever-present. Yuri's been off the scene, her father, for a number of years.
Yes.
But it shows the intent this year for Sharapova to rekindle. Is it a final, last effort this year? Who knows? But it's a big year for her, that's for sure. You can't imagine Sharapova enjoying being ranked 20, around 20, and not getting deep into majors, not winning titles, and
year after year.
She's won $13.7 million on court.
That's in. Goodness.
Which is a drop in the ocean compared to the off-court earnings.
You know, but still so young at 23. She's almost had one career. You know, of course she could go on for a few more years playing tennis, but you know, what will she do next? Bit more modelling. Who knows? Getting married, having babies.
It's interesting hearing Federer talk about his twins as they're growing up. He says, now on aeroplanes, it's a little bit more hard work because once we've taken off, they want to keep running up and down the aisle. And there I go, chasing up and down after them.
I just can't imagine that.
No. But he says he absolutely loves it.
Yeah.
It's almost like a recoil, Joe, isn't it? There's no transference of weight when it breaks down. It becomes all arm, it seems.
Yes.
I mean, that's 9 doubles now over 2 free games.
Yes, it certainly is a problem. And has been really ever since she got the shoulder injury, and you start to second guess yourself, is the shoulder going to hurt or not? And all these things play with your mind.
Hasn't gone for the real abbreviated swing yet, has she? Which you did in your career for a while.
Well, I thought she did for a bit after she'd had the shoulder op, and it was a smaller kind of swing, but now she's gone back more to a lengthier, longer sort of build-up. But then it's getting everything right. Yeah. Here we go again. It's not just one here or there, is it? It's 2 in a row, and then so getting up nicely balanced, and then
see, look at the right leg.
Just comes down.
Yeah. Holds her back, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Just as well she had the 40 love lead. Well, Jekyll and Hyde at work.
3 games over.
Levels the second set with a little twitch in the shoulder.
But she keeps shaking her arm now. She is sort of twitching that shoulder a bit more, and of course tension creeps in. You haven't quite got everything going in your serve, so you're fighting against yourself. Wow, look at that reaction from Thomas Hogstead.
She looks far from comfortable. Elena Dementia, of course, now retired, but how often we've talked about the problems that she had with her serve, but it gave her such resilience off the ground. And the willingness to break serve, obviously.
Yes. Well, that is just too inviting for Sharapova.
Winners off both angles, 130 Ks this serve. Again, short and hammered. 3 more break points. Oh, that's close. And challenged. Caught the line for you?
I think it did, but we'll see.
Another one for Hawkeye?
Yep.
It's an immediate challenge. Wow.
Oh, way out.
Second serve.
Again, hard and straight, but as soon as she had to move a little bit, Tanasugarn, it was as in the first set, no movement. Sharapova on a run of 3 games again. It's 4-3 second set. Super stage, isn't it? It really is. This Rodleva Arena Court. The double faults, a real hiccup for Sharapova. The winners, well, plenty of them. And back in front, 4-3 second set, having been 3-1 down. But it's all eyes on the action right here.
Yes, the sun's out again.
Expression still hasn't changed for Thomas Hogstead. Elastic band for the Dumby. Great length, but challenged, is it?
Sharapova sends the call on the right baseline. The ball was called good.
Yeah, virtually plumb.
15-30. Sharapova has one challenge remaining.
Super. Look at the curve on this.
Up and over this time, reaching up, getting everything right. Good coordination. It's bitty though, isn't it? It's one winner, one loser, double fault, then an ace.
Four games in a row now. Sharapova a game away from the second round.
5 games to 3.
Well, she's climbed up out of a bit of a hole that she dug for herself, really, with her attitude, and knowing that she had to change things. It's amazing what tennis does to the body when you see it slowed down.
Love 15. Love 30.
Couldn't get in position. This really needs a first serve to go in.
Two points from the end of the match to banish the first round loss against Kirilenko here last year for Sharapova. Lost first round on her debut in 2003. This is her 8th visit.
15-30.
Looking for a 6th second round.
Oh! 15-14.
2 match points now.
Second service.
Ooh.
That'll do it. 5 games in a row. 7 games in a row after the slow start. Good enough in the end for Sharapova. It's a first round. She survived it. That's all that counts. But you can only say it's got to get a lot better than that.
It really has. The serve has got to be sorted out. Needs to be more consistent. You know, she does hit it very well, but you can't get away with 10 double faults against the top players. There's no way.
let's also share our appreciation for the efforts of Tamarine.
She's such a great competitor, though. If she can sort the serve out, who knows? Gave of her all, Tanasugarn, in her 15th consecutive visit to Melbourne. So Sharapova safely through, the 14th seed.
Which features our top seed at world number 1, Caroline Wozniacki.
Wozniacki next up on this court, the world number 1, of course, against Gisela Dulko. To fill up before she arrives, we're going to be going over to the Hisense Arena.
I'm sure that you're happy to get that first round match out of the way, because last year wasn't such a good result for you.
No, I definitely felt that in the beginning. I knew I had an early exit last year, and didn't want that to happen again this year. So, definitely fortunate to win today.
Well, you'd have fonder memories of this court back in 2008 when you won our singles championship.
I do, absolutely. I've really enjoyed coming here, and whenever you win at a place, it obviously brings back greater memories than other places. But I certainly enjoy my time here.
What are the things you've been focusing on in your game for the new year?
Staying aggressive and little by little trying to get my game better, and maybe to where it was one time a few years ago, and even better than that. So it's definitely what I work towards.
You're a great player to watch. Congratulations. Through to the second round. Maria Sharapova of Russia.
Craig Willis, the familiar voice on the Rod Laver Arena. So Sharapova through.